Lie, cheat, steal, be dishonest. Tough things to talk about. So I always bring Teddy Bear when I've got tough things to ask myself. Teddies tend to ground you and give you something to cuddle. And if I ask, do you lie, do you steal, do you cheat, are you dishonest? They're really confrontational questions. And if I ask myself those questions, or if we ask ourselves honestly, have you ever? I think the answer would be yes, in one way, shape or form. So it might be something as simple as, how are you today? And you say that you're fantastic when you're not really. And I'm not sure whether that's lying. It has been suggested that a half-truth is a full lie, so I'm not sure. But then I'm very guilty of that, because there's been plenty of times in my life where things haven't been great, but when people ask me how I am, I still tell them I'm amazing and awesome, because I don't want to devalue their life. So I use that as an example. I have another this is a personal example. I was 11 or 12 years of age, and it was getting to be uncool at my school to be a good kid. It was kind of cool to be a bad kid. So I remember I went into a venture store. It's a chain of like a Kmart style store that went out. They've gone broke now. But I went into a venture store in Melbourne, Australia, and I went in with a big plastic bag, and I picked up off the shelves a whole heap of stuff, put them in my bag and walked out of the shop, which is of course stealing, shoplifting it's called. I was put into an office, the police came, and my father, to say that he was disappointed in me would be a major underestimation of his feelings. He was really a passionate man about being honest and about having integrity and doing the right thing. And I remember he put me in my bedroom, and please remember I'm a very old lady and this was a very long time ago, and I can't say whether this is right or wrong, but it certainly had a major effect on my life. He put me in my bedroom and he said, I'm coming back and I'm going to strap you. And he left me in my bedroom for I don't know how long, and I think that was the worst part. That hurt far more than the getting a strap across the back of my legs, because he was so disappointed in me. And I made a promise to myself while I was in my bedroom waiting to get strapped that this being dishonest thing wasn't cool, and I didn't want to be in with the cool crowd just because they were lying or cheating or stealing or doing bad stuff. And I'm sharing that with you because then my life has become, the focus has been how could I add value to the world, not detract value. But I also have a very strong personal philosophy that I often share when people ask me what's important in life and how do I structure my life effectively. And I always use the example when you travel on a plane, and the people who look after you when you're on the plane will say something very fun or boring, or they just have to say it, that in the case of an emergency, that a oxygen mask will fall out of the ceiling of the plane. Please breathe first before you help your children to breathe, before you help anybody else to breathe, because if you're not breathing, you can't help anybody else. So this is a very personal thing, because they're personal questions that I ask myself. And the reason I ask myself is I deal with every single day people who are very unhappy with themselves. And they share that with me. I'm not guessing or judging. They actually share that with me. I have low self-esteem, low self-confidence. I don't like who I am. I don't like to look in the mirror. I'm not proud of me as a person. I'm not proud of me as a parent. What should I do? And I'm not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. I'm just a person who studies human behaviour. And I want to understand why we do the things that we do. And it seems that if we are dishonest with ourselves, if we lie to ourselves, if we cheat ourselves, if we are dishonest with ourselves, then we have some real challenges with how we can live our lives on a day-to-day basis. So I use the example, if I promise myself that I'm going to exercise and then I don't exercise, so I cheat myself out of an exercise session. And just as a simple example, let's say that I've got a goal to achieve and I've got a date to achieve it by. So it might be an article of clothing to wear, it might be an event that I'm going to want to look good for, it might be a sporting event, it might be a family reunion that I want my family to say, wow, I look amazing. There's a whole heap of reasons why we set dates and time frames on why we want to achieve a goal. But let's say it's in December and I've got 26 weeks before December, and I'm going to a personal exercise coaching session once a week, which means I've got 26 sessions to achieve my goal with my personal exercise coach. Now, if I don't go to the coach will miss out on my money. They'll also get an extra half an hour of time that they don't have to invest in me, that they could either invest in themselves or perhaps get a client that's a bit more serious. Because if I'm serious about achieving my goals, my question is this: why would I cheat myself out of the experience of being in great shape, being fit, being strong, being healthy? Why do people do that to themselves? And I can't say why do we do it, because I would never. I never miss an exercise session because I feel like I'm cheating myself. I feel like I'm being disrespectful to myself because I'm not looking after my body. If I've made a commitment, if I've made a promise that I'm going to look after my body, why would I cheat myself out of that feeling? Something as simple as brushing your teeth. If you miss brushing your teeth just one time, I feel like I'm cheating myself, apart from the fact that my teeth feel terrible and my mouth feels awful. But I'm cheating myself out of the experience of what a clean, fresh mouth feels like. But I could be cheating myself out of dollars that I have to give to the dentist. I might be cheating myself out of time I have to spend at the dentist. We often weigh up cheating, stealing, lying, being dishonest in terms of crime or legal or law or rules of the land or being obedient. And there's lots of different reasons that we talk about being deceitful or cheating or lying. But I think if we decide today, and imagine if you did, I'm not going to cheat myself ever again of a great experience, of the opportunity to. If I've got an opportunity to give to the world, if I've got an opportunity to learn, if I've got an opportunity to get fitter and stronger, if I've got an opportunity to invest time with my family, if I've got an opportunity to better myself, get a better career path, why would I cheat myself of that opportunity? Then, interestingly, comes the word lie. And as I shared before, I think that a half-truth is a full lie, and we lie for all sorts of reasons. But what would happen to your self-esteem, your self-confidence, if you cheat yourself out of your exercise session, you cheat yourself out of being healthy, fit and strong, you cheat yourself out of feeling good because you're getting fitter and stronger, and then you lie to yourself and say that it doesn't matter. And I share that again because a lot of people have told me that's what they have done. They don't exercise and then they lie to themselves and say, it doesn't matter, I'm too busy, I haven't got enough money, it's too cold, it's too hot. And are they half-truths? Because technically it's true, it might be hot and it might be cold. But if you're using that as a reason not to exercise and then telling yourself it doesn't matter, could that be a lie? And could the worst person that you lie to be yourself? Because if we get into the habit of cheating ourselves out of our exercise session and then lying to ourselves that it doesn't matter, or lying for the reason why it doesn't matter, I can catch up tomorrow. Can we catch up tomorrow? We don't get any more time. We only get our 24 hours in a day, 168 hours in a week. Whatever I don't get done today, I have to steal from tomorrow. Is another example of stealing. Tomorrow's got its own 24 hours with its own list of things to get achieved, get done, to do. And if I procrastinate, I'm stealing from tomorrow. I'm stealing from next week or stealing from next year. I'm stealing from my future. So I'm cheating myself if I miss out. Then I lie to myself that it doesn't matter or I haven't got time or it's not important. And then what if I then steal the dream of other people? And I ask that quietly because if I'm a parent, which I'm not, so I've got to be very careful. If I'm a teacher, if I'm a coach, and I'm not living the example of healthy, fit and strong, could I be stealing that experience, that living, breathing example from the people who need help from me, who respect me or they're looking up to me or they're hoping that I can give them something that will help them to be healthy, fit and strong for the rest of their lives? So if I cheat myself out of my own exercise session, I then lie to myself that it doesn't matter, or it's not important, or I haven't got time, am I then stealing the future, the health, the well-being, the importance of a healthy, fit, strong body from the people around me? Because is it possible that and I'm an exercise professional, if I say to people, yeah, I missed an exercise session, it doesn't matter, am I cheating myself? Did I just lie to myself? And now am I stealing the living, breathing example of how important it is to make a commitment to yourself, to be disciplined, to be focused and to be regularly committed to your exercise program. Because if I say that to one of my clients, oh, it doesn't matter if I missed an exercise session, I was too busy, it doesn't matter. Am I stealing from them the reason that it is important to exercise? Because they look at me and go, well, if she can skip a few, well, I can skip a few too. And I think, again, as parents, what right do we have to steal from our own children? What right do we have to say to our kids it's okay to miss an exercise session, not to put healthy food into your body, not to be hydrated, not to sleep well, not to have a career that you love, all the things that make life better? If we're not living and breathing the example, are we stealing that from the people in our lives who are hoping that it's possible? And again, I use that example because when I was 13 years of age, so I was a little girl really, and I really wanted to, and I passionately believed that I could, the 4 things that I always want for everybody, which is to be healthy, fit and strong, to have a career or business that you love, so you're doing what you love every day, to be financially free and to have great people in your life. And at 13 years of age, I set that goal. And I went looking for people that had that going on in their life. I wanted to experience from people who had that life experience what it was like to be healthy, fit and strong, to have a career or business that you love, to be financially free and to have great people in your life. And I'm sure there are people that have all of those 4 things together. I'm sure that there are, and I have since met people. But when I went looking, I couldn't find any. So I had to set a personal goal at 13 years of age that I was going to live my life that way. And I'll put it into really harsh terminology. I wasn't going to cheat myself out of those opportunities by making excuses, by procrastinating, by being lazy, by being undisciplined. I wasn't going to cheat myself. I wanted those things for my life. I wasn't going to lie to myself and say that it can't be done, it's not possible, because that's a lie. If you say that to somebody, if you say that to yourself, I can't do it, it's not possible, that's lying. That's not a half-truth, that's a lie. Because everything that you want to do, you can do it if you put your mind to it. And if you don't believe that, have a look at, there's millions of people in the world that have not told themselves the lie, I can't do it. They've asked themselves the question, how can I? And then they've gone on to do it. So they haven't stolen their own future from themselves because they told themselves at this date and time in life, I can't do it. And I think we have a responsibility as adults, as coaches, as teachers, as leaders, as parents, to be able to show our future adults that it is possible. You can be healthy, fit and strong, and you can have a career or business that you love, and you can be financially free, and you can have beautiful, respectful, kind, gracious people in your life. I'm the living, breathing example of that. I'm not going to steal your dreams by telling you it's not possible. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I don't care about whether or not I achieve those things. And I'm not going to cheat myself out of an opportunity to be a healthy, fit, strong human being with a career and business that I love, financially free, and have great people in my life. So is it, or could it be, a really good idea to be honest with ourselves rather than lying to ourselves? One thing I love about the mirror when it comes to exercise and healthy eating and being a fit, strong human being, there's a lot of ways to test and measure whether or not you're fit or whether or not you're strong or whether or not you're healthy. But nothing tells you the truth quicker than the mirror. If you stand in front of the mirror with lights on and you give yourself the honest truth, your body will tell you whether or not you're looking after it. And as I always ask myself, am I going to be young and strong for long? Do I want to be young and strong for long? I'm not going to lie to myself. I do. I have never, ever heard somebody say, I want to get old really fast. I want to get fat really quickly. I want to be sick and diseased and miserable and grumpy for the rest of my life. I think that would be a lie, but I've never heard anybody tell that lie. What I hear people say is, oh, I'm going to get old, so of course I'm going to get fat, or of course I'm going to be diseased, or of course I'm going to slow down. Well, could that be a lie? Could you be lying about the future? How about tell the truth in advance? I'm going to be a healthy, fit, strong human being for the rest of my life. I'm going to make sure that I stay fit. I'm going to make sure that I stay strong. I'm not going to cheat myself out of an exercise session. I'm not going to cheat myself out of healthy eating. I'm not going to cheat myself out of a good night's sleep. I'm going to make sure that my body stays young and strong for long. That's the truth. And then, of course, we have to live our truth. So if you stand in front of the mirror and you look yourself in the eye, the mirror that tells you the truth, and you say, from this day forward, I'm going to make sure that I never cheat myself out of an exercise session. I'm never going to lie to myself that it's not important or that I'm too busy. I'm never going to steal my health from the future. Because we don't stay healthy, fit and strong without working on it. The human body, if you leave it alone, it will waste away, it will rot away, it will get old really fast. But if you look after it, and I say this because I'm just so passionate about it. If you look after your body will look after you. And just as a simple example, I often run quite late at night with my puppy dog. So we chat to you, and then we have a listen to what we had to say, and we run around the neighbourhood. And just recently we're running very late in the evening, and a strange car came past, and we were in a closed-off subdivision, so it was really unusual for a car to come past at that time of the night. And it was very fun. I was wearing my Taekwondo uniform that I wear when I go to K-Men's World Championships, and it's got a big Taekwondo logo on the back, and there's a picture of two people fighting, and it's a uniform for martial arts. And I grabbed hold of my dog, I put my fist up, and I looked the person in the car, and I couldn't see their face clearly, but I looked them straight in the eye as if to say, bring it on. I might be an old lady, but I'm a tough, strong, fit, healthy person, and I'm really proud of it. I'm not going to cheat myself out of my long-term healthy future. I'm not going to lie to myself that it's important to or that I need to get old and frail and weak and sick. I don't have to do that. That's a lie. If somebody's telling you that as you get older, you need to get fat, sick and weak and depressed and diseased, that's just not true. That's a lie. That's a full lie. So how about we tell the truth to ourselves? How about we don't cheat ourselves out of our exercise sessions? How about we don't lie to ourselves and say that it's not important? And how about we make sure that we don't steal anybody else's health and fitness because we're not setting the right example? Wouldn't that be a good idea?